All right. Courtney wants to come up. Give me a reading. Hey, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're a medium?
Yes. So I wanted to kind of I didn't want to say you were wrong or anything, but I wanted to give you a chance to talk to somebody else that calls themselves a medium and has
Sure.
evidential basis and isn't connected to Hollywood.
Okay.
If you were interested anyway.
Sure, yeah. Can you tell me something about one of my passed on family members?
So would you like for me to go for a specific person or just anybody that's in your energy?
Yes, a specific person.
Okay. So when I do that, I usually take a name and birthday.
Of that person?
Yeah, so my process is a little bit I use what we call empathy tracing.
Okay.
So by having a name and a birthday, it just kind of helps me when I go into channel, I go into a little bit of subtrance. I close my eyes and I kind of shift my, consciousness a little bit so I can see in my third eye a little more clear. I'm not clairaudient, or at least I haven't honed that, so I can't hear them, and I have ADHD, so I go inside to kind of look. But having a name and a birthday really helps me direct, you know, who I'm getting.
Okay. Well then let me see here, because I don't know everybody's full birthday, like their date and year. Um,
If we get a roundabouts, it should be good enough.
Let me think. Let me think. Uh, okay. My grandfather, Nathaniel, Nate. November 12th,
I was
1935.
just about to say November.
Yep, 1935.
So I'm getting that he was a blue collar worker for a while. Was he a farmer?
No.
I'm getting that he worked outside, but at some point in his life he transitioned into working more like a desk job, more like I'm getting roundabouts finance, but not directly with finance.
No. I mean, I don't know about his childhood. Maybe he worked outside during his childhood, but no, he worked for the post office.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a
Okay.
lot of, things being exchanged hands and stuff, which would make me think finance. So that makes a lot of sense. Um, does he live near the mountains? Well, did he live near the mountains?
No.
I'm seeing a mountain. So this may be referring to something very specific. A lot of times the stuff they give me is metaphorical.
Okay.
So I'm seeing a mountain.
No, this part of my family is from Jersey. He was born and raised in New Jersey, died in New Jersey. Didn't travel much. So yeah, no, no mountains. Where's my
Okay, so you might be able to tell me what this is alluding to, because I'm trying to piece it together.
Hmm.
In the beginning, when I'm still trying to like find the energy trail and get their information, sometimes things like all come in at once, so stuff kind
Okay.
of like dovetails into each other and gets muddled, if that makes sense. What I'm
Sure.
seeing is like a cabin, and he's kind of showing me himself as like a child. It seems like this is like something he did with his dad. um it's like they're going in there for like, it's like a cabin or like a shed or something. They're going in there for supplies for something.
Perhaps I don't know anything about my great grandfather. I've never met him, so I don't know anything about that. I couldn't tell you anything he did with his father or anything like that. But like, do you have anything
um
that like he would
yeah,
have
give me
told
give me
me
just a
or my
second, sorry.
mom? Or
I was about to ask, was did he have a dog that's also passed that he was really close with? It's like a lighter color with like some darker spots on it, like medium size.
not while I was around. No, I mean like there was no dog at my grandparents' house. You know, when I was like alive, and then he was alive. No, as a kid maybe, but I don't know anything about his childhood. I only know him from when I was born and met him, and then for the few years I met him, then he died. I don't know anything
Right.
prior to that. So,
Yeah.
so do you have anything from like our interactions, like anything he would have told me, or
I'm trying to
anything?
get some specific pieces of information so that I know that I have the right person first before I start like a dialogue. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I like to make extra sure. So, so he is your mom's dad.
Yes.
Okay, he's shown me a little bit about her.
Okay.
She kind of getting a little frail. She's got some health issues.
My mom? No, she's actually a doctor. She's a doctor.
Oh, that's why I'm seeing all the health stuff.
Yeah. There's no like my whole family. There's no medical issues
That's
at
so
all.
funny. It's so funny the way they show me things sometimes. I was getting a bunch of like, yeah, like medical supplies and stuff like that, and like I was seeing like a walker and like a nurse helping somebody. Like, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, she's a specific kind of doctor, so she wouldn't be helping any old people. She's an anesthesiologist. She puts people to sleep. She's the doctor that comes in and puts you to sleep and says, "Sign this paper because if you die, it's not our fault." She's not
Right,
helping.
right. Yeah, no, I'm just saying like the symbology, like I said, they show me stuff like kind of metaphorically a lot of times, like
I see.
so with the medical stuff, that yeah, that makes a lot of sense. She was trying to show me that she was on the care end of the medical stuff, is what she was trying to show me,
Okay.
or what he was trying to show me about her. You have an older brother that you're pretty close with?
No, I have an older stepbrother, but we're not close at all. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
I am the oldest of the biological kids, or whatever you want to call it.
And you have a little sister too, right?
Yes.
He's kind of saying that like you and him are more alike than you think.
Me and my grandfather?
You and your stepbrother.
Uh, I mean, I don't think so, but that
Yeah, no, he's like, you wouldn't want to think so. Because, yeah, you guys definitely don't get along, and there's things about him that super rub you wrong, like, super,
oh
super rub you wrong.
no, we get along. It was just his mother wasn't too fond of our side of the family, and so she didn't let him come around a lot. But when he did come around, we were cool. We just don't keep in touch or anything like
Right, but
that.
as far as your, like, lifestyle choices and the things that you, like, have strong beliefs on, like, you're kind of on, like, different ends of the spectrum there.
I see.
I'm getting that he probably wouldn't pay much credence to the like the stuff that you're so like passionate about.
Okay.
Your sister asks questions though.
She has questions
Does she asks I'm getting that she asks questions
about what?
about the stuff that you're interested in.
Not really. She doesn't care. Like she'll.
She tries to come off like that. Like I think she's more interested than she wants you to like believe that she is. I don't
Okay.
know why she's like that though.
Yeah, we're pretty close. So if she, I mean, she knows she can ask anything, and
Yeah, so I'm like, what is it that's I'm trying to figure out what it is that's like holding her back from like really asking what she really wants to know.
right.
Because I'm getting that like it's kind of like that brother sister thing. Like it's almost like she doesn't want to be interested in it just because you are.
Okay.
But like there's a big part of her like especially lately like that started to kind of spark up and she started to like kind of think about things and like I think she's still trying to figure out what questions to even ask or like how to like put certain things because she still doesn't even know exactly what she's going through in her own process yet, but I feel like she's kind of in the beginning of an awakening herself.
Interesting.
And it's kind of like a newer thing, so she doesn't know how to like approach it, you know? But I would expect that soon. I would expect to hear a little bit more like curiosity from her.
Okay.
Was Grandpa religious?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like seeing like the sheep, you know, like the lamb, like all that.
Well, he wasn't a Christian though, but he was religious.
Right.
Do you see anything about his religion, like what he
He
believed?
he was a hoodoo practitioner, right?
He was an occultist, but not hoodoo. No.
Okay. I'm just getting a lot of the imagery. Similar stuff. He's really proud of you.
That's nice. That's awesome.
He's like, he's like, I wasn't really sure at one point, you know, because you were kind of headed down like a particular path when you were younger, but you
Does-
really like made it a point to ask questions like concerning just yourself, like why you function the way that you do sometimes, why you have made the choices that you have, like where all that comes from.
Okay.
I'm getting that you kind of have a bit of like communication issue with your dad's side of the family.
Not really. Both sides of the family were all pretty close. I mean, there's no issues that, I mean, at least that I'm aware of, no. We all gather every holiday, every birthday.
An aunt. I'm seeing that specifically there's an aunt that has like he's showing me like everybody around the table and then there's like one girl that's like sticking out and I'm getting the feeling that she's like an aunt. or a great aunt. But
Okay.
I'm getting the feeling that like she like really is not. She really doesn't agree with what you do.
Well, no one outside of my immediate family knows what I do. The assumption just we're all just Christians.
Okay, that's what it is. I think she knows, but she hasn't like said anything or doesn't want to say anything. Doesn't know how to approach it. But she's
Okay.
like, there's like this like heaviness like around. It's like the way that he's showing me is like there's like a room full of people like around this big oval table, and everybody's like having a meal and laughing and talking, and then everything just kind of goes like dim besides this one person, and she kind of like lights up red, and she's like just like glaring at you in your direction.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I don't know what that could be or who that could be about or anything. There's no one that I'm aware of in my
She's got like
family.
glasses and short curly hair.
Yeah, I don't know who that could be. But yeah, thank you for this reading. It was very interesting. Do you mind if I ask you a question before I let you go?
I want to like make sure that we're getting some actual information before I actually get off of here, because I don't like leaving readings feeling like they're kind of like half done.
Okay.
I just wasn't fully prepared like before I sent you the request, you know what I mean, to like get straight into it, so I'm not everything's not as clear as it would normally be.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that I'm actually like, giving you something that you can walk away from this feeling like you had a meaningful experience with. I don't like doing what I call myself a disservice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm seeing somebody sitting down with like a bowl of water to use for like divinatory means.
Okay.
Did he do that? Like use like reflecting bowls?
Uh, I wouldn't know. I didn't know any of his specific practices.
Yeah, I was getting okay, so I was getting with the cabin thing. I was kind of getting that the metaphor behind that was that he was a little closed door about his practice sometimes. So you wouldn't know the specifics of like everything that he really like did unless it was like, something that everybody knew about.
Okay.
I feel like he's trying to be instructional to me right now. That I need to start doing that rather than like doing what I'm doing right now.
Uh, Divinatory through like water bowls,
Just in
scrying.
like reflective surfaces in general. That's kind of been a synchronicity lately, so it's kind of
Yeah, I would
interesting that he's like,
definitely recommend scrying and divination over mediumship. But that's just me.
I have an obsidian plate that I've been looking at, but yeah, I don't want to lose him. That was just interesting that he was kind of like just like sitting it down kind of like here like this.
Yeah.
um
Oh, shoot.
I'm seeing like it's like a moth, and then it comes up and then as its wings come up it like turns into a person,
Okay.
like this woman.
Okay. Yeah, I
I
don't.
feel like this is one of your guides, and I'm trying to figure out who it is.
Okay.
Do you work with Hecate?
No.
I'm like, I don't work with her either, so I'm like not super familiar with her energy. I would know if it was Lilith because I do work with her, but it's like kind of like that dark like energy, but like there's a lot of knowledge there. I feel like this is something you should meditate on. Like
Okay.
just
Yeah, I don't work with any
the moth
dark.
spirit just in general. Do you work with animism?
What does that mean? Animism is just the belief that all living things have like a spirit and all that.
Right, and working with the like the intentional conscious, like working with, their individual spirits and just like the way that they function.
I work with spirits, yes.
I think that's kind of what I'm getting here.
Okay.
Like the moth transitioning into a person. Like obviously moths are symbolic of spiritual messengers and stuff anyway, so are you an Aries?
Am I what?
Are you an Aries?
Am I an Aries? No.
I'm seeing this like ram head with like a spiral. This might be something you own.
With a ram head? No, not to my knowledge. I don't own anything with a ram head.
That's kind of the shape anyway. It's like a with the spiral horns. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't have anything like that at all. But I think we've been at this long
Yeah,
enough.
no, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm like, why are you just making this so hard right now? I feel like I am like doing you a disservice at this point. I would actually like to talk to you when you're done with this, so we could kind of like clarify things because I hate leaving things like this.
Yeah, sure. Feel free to send me a DM or visit my website, and you can email me or whatever. And
Just because this is your live and there's so many other energies in here, like
mhm,
I think there's just like too much being thrown at me right now
sure,
for me to be able to read you clearly.
sure.
And it's like, you know what I mean, it's your audience. I'm sorry. It's not even me at this point. They're not wanting to give me anything at this point.
Sure. Do you mind if I ask you a question before you go?
Oh, go ahead. Any questions?
So in occultism, when we're working with spirits, right, and we're evoking spirits, we're scrying in spirit vision, astral projecting the spirits, whatever. Spirits are very clear. They don't ever speak in riddles or they don't ever speak in allegories and metaphors. It's very clear. 1 + 1 is 2. No need to go on a quest or a journey to figure out what I mean or whatever. It's very clear. Why is it that when
I
medium,
have a bunch of my stuff recorded. You can go look at my videos if you'd like. I mean, a bunch of my readings.
but why is it that when
Okay, so,
mediums,
see, somebody just said that they're intentionally trying to keep me from being able to read you. So, I just said that. So, yeah.
well, I mean, that's not a real thing. That person's just joking. You can't be blocked from reading someone. But like when psychics and mediums are communicating with spirits, why are the spirits so vague? Why are they so ambiguous? Why is it so macro? But when a witch is
So
speaking with spirits, it's very
not all spirits want to talk. You know what I mean? Like it's just they have free will on the other side, just like would in their bodies. Not all spirits are available at the time that you want to call them for you to have the conversation.
sure. So they just don't
That you
show
want to
up.
have. So for one, that doesn't happen very often, but that can be the case. Like I said, a bunch of other people tried to throw a whole bunch of other energies at the situation can be another reason that things don't come through very clearly. Especially if, like I said, I even said it in the chat before I even came up here that I wasn't prepped. But you had mentioned that you didn't believe in mediums. And yeah, a lot of
I
it's
still
performance
don't. I'm not trying
anxiety.
to be rude.
Genuinely, a lot of it is just anxiety right now at this point for me on my end. And I did want to have a genuine conversation with you. I didn't want to, like, I always want to approach my craft with the mindset of help one, help 100. You know what I mean? All I want to do is help people. You know, what I want to do is bring people evidential basis for believing in the other side, because that's what it has brought to me. It's brought me a lot of clarity and a lot of comfort. And I know
Well,
through all the readings that I've done and have been doing for a long time now, that what I do is valid.
You want to?
This is not a very good representation of, like, the way things normally work with me. I'm having a lot of anxiety, seriously.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to message me and do something offline, that's fine. But yeah, I'm not trying to be mean or rude, but yeah, my mind hasn't been swayed on mediums and stuff like that.
No, this started out with me, like, having some serious anxiety, and it started out off. I apologize. And like I said, I don't have all the information that I would normally have to start all this. I don't have my tools. So it's like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to have a genuine conversation with you about the subject, because I do want to help people understand.
Okay.
I'm really not understanding why everyone's coming at me so harsh, because I genuinely am just trying to have a conversation at this point.
My
Like,
audience is generally full of occultists, and in occultism, we don't play the.
I'm here to learn too. I mean, if you have something you would like to tell me, like, and something you would like for me to be more clear on, by all means.
Well, I mean, yeah, like
By tools, all I meant was sage. Like,
right. Yeah, I mean, my question about, why spirits speak to us very clearly, and no riddles, no ambiguity, but they speak to psychics and mediums in riddles and ambiguity. That's a big red flag for me, right? When we look into history and we see spirit contact, it was never ambiguous. It was never, unclear and metaphor and riddles. That's the stuff of religion. Legitimate spirit contact, it's very clear. Whenever I go get readings and stuff like that from psychics, it's always riddles. It's always this quest I have to go on to figure out what the word means, as if I'm playing Skyrim or
it's
something.
usually not like that. I hate. Yeah, no, I that was half of why I was spiraling even further into not being able to connect, because I was like, I don't want it to be like that. I don't ever want the experience to be like that, I've put a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of, just like respect into what I do to be able to do it. And I hate any of what I say or do ever looking like it's like a disservice to the craft, By all means, like, I'm here to learn, like I said.
Well, yeah, listen, if you did want to, really connect offline, feel free to send me a DM or, email me or something, and we can try this again without the audience, if that's something that you wanted to do.
Like I said, I do have videos on my page of plenty of readings that I have done that are on point. I didn't expect to have so much anxiety when you did bring me on, and I didn't expect everyone else to be so, so negative about it while I was trying to do it. So, yeah, it was just kind of a spiral, and I apologize for wasting your time.
It's not a waste of time at all. Thank you for coming up, and maybe I'll be speaking to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You as well.
All right. Yeah, my mind hasn't been swayed for the psychics and the mediums and stuff like that. Never met a medium that is able to give me, anything accurate. But maybe one day that'll happen. I don't know. But yeah, that is a real, question. Whenever witches, shamans, magicians, sorcerers, whatever, are communicating with spirits, it's never in riddles or a rare or like any sort of ambiguity or vagueness or anything like that. It's very direct. It's very, concrete. It's very succinct. I don't know. Um, but if you send me an email, maybe we can do this offline, and maybe you'll get different results, or maybe I'll get different results. I don't know. But feel free to reach out if that's something that you want to do. All right. I'm only going to be here for another couple minutes, guys. I'm going to hop off here. I've been on here since like 1, or like 1:30. Let me see what you guys are saying. Why don't you just say they left you on read instead of trying to mislead us? Spirits can try locate. Ooh, excuse me. They don't just show up if they don't want to. Painful. Yeah, they don't just show up. Right, they just don't show up. Exactly. Yeah, they wouldn't start speaking in riddles. They would just not show up. Mystical Rebel is that spiritual older brother that doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, and that's why I wasn't, like I let her say her thing. I wasn't trying to be mean. I didn't cut her off or, just kick her or anything like that. That's not what I do. At least not if she's not being rude or anything like that. You guys have been in streams where I'm debating and the person is just like, rude. Okay, that person gets kicked or whatever. But, didn't want to be mean or anything like that. But yeah, I wasn't swayed. She's been talking this whole time. What is she on? I don't know. I believe in mediums, but I feel like it's really hard to speak clearly in an altered state. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I believe in divination, right? But it's usually from an occult perspective. I don't know. I'm really dubious on people who claim occult without any occult, right? It's like, I'm a doctor, but I've never went to medical school. Like, well, then I don't know if I want it. I don't know if I want you to do my surgery. Like, I don't. Just because you call yourself a doctor, I don't know. Like, you got to be able to do medicine. To be fair, chat, this is exactly why we're here. Come on now, she did fine. Yeah, I don't think I mean, I'm not here to mock her or anything like that. But yeah.